Wow. Okay, we're here at the Egyptian Theater. I'm about to see 2001: A Space Odyssey for the very first time. I know every day I'm challenging my credibility as a film lover, but I love Stanley Kubrick, The Shining, Eyes Wide Shut, but I've never seen 2001, so I'm really excited that the very first time I get to experience it is on the big screen. So let's go check it out. Okay, my seats are secured. Now I just gotta get some snacks and then I'll be sat for this movie. Okay, so I just got home from the screening and there's just so much going through me, like I'm getting ripped through the space-time continuum. Like, that was an experience. Yeah, so these are just some of my thoughts and reactions, not meant to be a whole in-depth analysis, but spoiler warning if you haven't seen this movie, and no judgment if you haven't. I know a lot of you were pressed that I hadn't seen Silence of the Lambs. But I hate to break it to you, there's a lot of movies I haven't seen. I believe that this today was the time and place for me to watch it. You know, sometimes I watch a movie like this and I'm like, have I been too soft on other movie reviews? But it's unfair to compare other movies to this movie. Okay, I'm just gonna stop babbling. I'm gonna start getting into my reactions. I just wanted to share this exciting moment with you all, and I'm clearly still giddy from this viewing. So I saw this thanks to the American Cinematheque 70mm festival that's happening right now. I'm not like partnering with them or anything. I just want to give them a shout out because they're a great organization, and this experience today was top tier. And also shout out to our two projectionists today who like kept this movie going. The runtime of this movie, I knew it was going to be long, but I didn't know that there was a baked in intermission. So we had a true to the experience 10-minute intermission. I didn't know where the time went. Like, it flew by so quickly. The pacing of this film is just remarkable. And that is a testament to the storytelling that we see unfolding before our eyes, because there's not a lot of dialogue in this film. I don't know the exact numbers, but if I had to guess, like, I think there's maybe an hour of speaking, and like, I don't know, everything else was visuals and sound and just an experience that washes over you. This is one of those movies that you walk away thinking, what was the screenplay for this? I want to know how they were able to put into words the actions and the emotions and the moving pictures that we experienced in this film. It's movies like this that make me feel a little bit more in line with Denis Villeneuve when he said that like dialogue doesn't matter because you're experiencing a story. You experience this film. Oh my gosh, I sound nutty. I need to find a new way to say this. But it's like you step into the theater and you just like let this film wash over you. It's very visually arresting. It is a attack on your senses. There's vivid colors. The sound is very loud at some points, like alarmingly loud. And the sound system at the Egyptian was wow. Like, there's speakers on wire going across the ceiling of this theater. That sound just comes at you. So experientially, this film, like, there's so much going on and they don't spoon feed you any of the action. This movie doesn't do you any favors to help you figure out what's going on. And I really like that experience because it allows it to be more of this like solo experience. And I'm imprinting my impressions on the movie. I'm projecting my own emotions, my thoughts, my feelings about the sci-fi topics that like really good sci-fi will be in conversation with things that are currently in debate. It's the breadth of the human experience that can be explored within the sci-fi genre that really calls me to it. And knowing that this film predates AI as we know it now, like the idea of Hal being a talking AI, having a little bit of personality and, trying to be more human. This film also predates the actual moon landing. Like, we didn't have footage of what it looked like to be in space, of what it would look like to move through space. Like, this film set the bar for what we know in sci-fi as space travel and really has influenced a lot of the technology we use in our everyday lives. I'm looking at my camera now and it has a red light to indicate that it's recording, and I can't help but think about the imagery of Hal in that red light, that eerie, ominous, omnipresent light that is watching over the crew of the ship. And if that doesn't baffle you enough, like, this film also predates the blue marble, the first image we ever got of Earth from space. The imagination and the creativity and the vision that this film had is just, it's extraordinary. Something I really wasn't anticipating was just how unnerving this film would be. It was so eerie and tense, and the atmosphere that they create in space is just so suffocating and claustrophobic. I love how nonchalantly people are traveling through space like it's come pretty mundane. The commercialization of this very incredible feat of humanity is just so cold. And then we think about like the sound design of the space travel itself. Like, whenever they are outside in space, that complete silence in contrast to that blaring orchestral music we get in the opening, throughout the film, at key moments. Like, it is so wonderful just how they're able to intentionally create this atmosphere and put us in a space where they can say so much with so little. For me, the first read I get is how advancements in humanity or advancements in intelligence always lead to destruction and violence. And the idea that technology, as it evolves to have murderous intentions, like whether it's a bone being used to hunt animals, or hell, like the computer itself evolving to want to hurt humans. It's this really daunting and dark idea that time is a flat circle and death and destruction are constant all throughout existence. Like, you cannot advance past violence and destruction. Like, we're always going to be experiencing it. It will always be happening. Woo! In the words of Marty McFly, that is heavy.
There's that word again, heavy.
The visual impact for how we depict like sci-fi on the screen, you know, watching the pods, I'm thinking about WALL-E, I'm thinking about Interstellar, I'm thinking about Star Wars. But I mean, a lot of sci-fi entries have borrowed from 2001 because it's just so influential. I think that mid-century modern retro-futuristic idea of what like space and technology would look like is just so wow. I can definitely keep rambling on about this movie, but I want to go do my homework. I want to learn everything there is to know about the making of this movie. And there's so many questions I have about the special effects in particular, because how my brain cannot wrap I cannot wrap my head around how they did that when they made this. Like, there's just so much to unpack. Thank you so much for taking the time to go on this experience with me. Let me know if you're a fan of 2001 or other classic sci-fi movies that you really enjoy. And if you like content like this, let me know and we can go to more showings together. I'll see you next time. Bye.